Hey y'all, so I'm taking my hair down right now, my bad, but I just wanted to say Americans are very entitled. And I'm an American, ain't that crazy? No, but for real, yes, we are very entitled. And after living in a third world country for a year as of Monday, yes, we are very entitled, for real. It's very interesting to see. Now I understand why. I do understand why. Because think about it, we kind of do grow up. We're the country of convenience, money and convenience. So we grow up with everything really being handled simply, I guess you could say. Everything is convenient, 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 convenient. And what I've noticed is that, like, when you go to another country, you expect things to be a certain way, and they're not. Some people just kind of freak out and get like really entitled. I'm so glad that I got to experience being poor here, and let me tell you, that was not easy. It was not easy, but I'm glad I had that experience because now I understand, like, it's hard living in other countries. I can't speak for other ones, but at least in a third world country, it's very fucking hard. And like having people come here and kind of expecting things to be a certain way, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm so glad I'm just like, I'm not like that at all. Like, I met a lot of people, a lot of Americans here. For the most part, they're cool people, but I just kind of listen to some of them and how they talk about the country that I'm in right now, and I'm like, why did you kind of come here? Like, you talking about the people here, but why did you come here? You see what I'm saying? Or like, expecting people to speak English, and that's one thing I never understood. Like, you booked a whole fucking vacation in Mexico, and you expect people to speak English. Like, please be so fucking for real, because it's like, y'all know y'all don't keep that same energy. We know people love to say, we're in America, speak English. Why the hell are you going to China expecting people to speak English? I don't really give a fuck. It don't matter if it's if it's a touristy area or not. Expecting people to speak English is very crazy. Like, that's just and then, like, where I'm at right now, I met somebody, he real cool, but he was talking about, the Spanish here. I'm like, yes, their Spanish is very difficult, a lot of slang or whatever, but that's their language. Like, how you gonna go to somebody's country and be like, speak proper Spanish? That they are speaking properly. They're speaking their Spanish. This is La República Dominicana. You are not gonna get Spain Spanish here. Like, it's just some things that I don't know. I had a very, very enlightening, very amazing experience here, to say the least. Very challenging, but I'm glad that it really kind of opened my eyes and gave me. I already had empathy, but it definitely gave me a lot more because I've lived through it. Like, yeah, and now I kind of gentrification. I never really fucked with gentrification, but now when I hear people like trying to come here to take advantage of the low cost of living, it kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't come here because the prices were low. I knew they were low before I came, but I didn't come here because the prices were low. I came here because I had a dream to learn Spanish and get the full immersive experience. In fact, I came here and all my money was gone after 3 weeks, and I stayed, and I was unemployed for months and months and months and months and months, 10, 11 months, until I found a job here. So it's like, yeah, like my brain has literally been rewired. Like, the reason why I started recording this was because I just ordered some food, and the difference, you hear something that's 200 pesos, 400 pesos, that's like maybe $5, $6. But like, the difference between 485 and 505 is a big difference to me now. Like, that, my brain has literally been rewired. Like, I can't just hear, oh, that's just 25 pesos. Like, that's a lot to some people. That was a lot to me at one point. It's still like that lingers. And then, like, kind of hearing people, coming here and just taking advantage of the rent prices, it breaks my heart, because I'm like, we all know, let me shut up. We all know what happens when certain people go to certain areas and take advantage of the low prices. It starts raising. I remember clear as day. I went to a colmado. Went to that colmado multiple times. Rice was 45 pesos. Went another day. It was 55 pesos. That fucking 10 peso difference is a lot. So like, I really do love this country. This actually feels like my first home, and the US feels like my second home. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But I would hate for people to go here and just take advantage of those things. At least not without thinking about it. Like I understand, like it is what it is. Like I'm not saying people don't go move to different countries. That's not what I'm saying. But like just hearing how some people come here, they take advantage of the low pricing or like the housing, and then they talk bad about the country and then the people. It's just and then they kind of expect things to be a certain way when there's not. Like for example, back at home we had a sewer system, a plumbing system that does not really exist here. I'm so very conscious of how much water I spend here now, because although I am in an Airbnb, I was not in an Airbnb this whole time. I had to be conscious of how much water I was using because it was coming out of a tinaco. It was coming out of a tank on the roof of the building. And even in this Airbnb, the water is coming out of a tank on the roof of the Airbnb. Like, there is no, I don't feel comfortable taking like hour-long showers. It's even to the point where I like, when I'm washing my hair, I wash my hair, shampoo, condition, turn the water off while I'm conditioning, lathering, whatever, lather my body, turn it on, turn it up, because I know how much water I'm using. When I'm washing clothes, for example, I can't just run 20 different loads of laundry now in the same day. Like I understand, like that's a lot of water. You see what I'm saying? But then you get people come in here and they just talk about it. That's how it is here. You accept it. You gotta accept how it is. Like I'm saying, I'm not telling people don't travel, but I just wish people would be a little bit more mindful. But understand, I do understand why. When you grow up in a country where everything is really easy and convenient, of course we're going to have expectations of it being a certain way. But at some point, you gotta understand, like that's not how it is everywhere. You either gonna accept that or you're gonna leave. Like you got literally two options. Like I just, I met somebody, they were talking about like the power out, you get outages. They're not, they don't happen all the time, but they're pretty common here. And they were like, concerned about that. But I'm just like, they were concerned about it in a way like, why is it like that? Or, what if I gotta do this? And then you got a laptop. Like, that's something that comes with the country. Like, you're expecting it to be like this, but it's not. The electricity grid, the power grid here is not 100% reliable all the time. If the power goes out, the power just goes out. You can complain all you want. I got used to it. Ay, se fue la luz. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go outside, or I'm gonna sit in the house in the dark. Like, you see, that's something that comes with being here. And I said, if you don't like it, you gotta pay more and go to one of the richer neighborhoods that have the backup generators. Like, that's just what you gotta do. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like I said, not everybody that I've met was like that here. Not all the Americans that I met are like that. Not at all. But I definitely have met some of them where it's just like, what? And like and it's just like, what? And I understand they probably don't understand it. That's the thing. But I do understand it. I do understand it. And I try to. Sometimes I say things, and sometimes I'm just in my head like, I'm glad that's not me. I'm glad that's not me. Like I said, I don't know. It's just, this has really been weighing on my mind kind of heavily. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This has been something that I've been thinking about. If you out there, you want to travel, go ahead, travel. If you want to be a nomad, live in another country, go ahead and be a nomad and live in another country. But understand, you're going into somebody else's house expecting the rules of your own. It don't work like that, babe. You're going into somebody's house and you don't like the people in that house. Like, it just have some, I don't even know if that's empathy, but like research where you're going before you go and understand that this is how it is. Or go to one of the touristy cities here and just, enjoy life there. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. But yeah, I'm talking to you later.